Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to bring you a little bit of a different type of video today. Today is a combination of a haul of some crafty, textile-y things that I've recently purchased and a start to a new journal. As you can see, the journal is going to be a shabby chic theme with some florals, a good amount of pink and blue, really just something fresh for the spring. So without further ado, let's get into my shopping habit. No matter what I'm into, whether it's crafting or handbags or really anything, I am a shopper. If you know me in real life, you know this to be true. I always have something new coming in. There is a box at my house daily. And so this is just my latest haul. My name is Charnay. I'm the Papyrophile. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're new. I'd love to have you join me. At the end of this video, I will be linking a couple of, like in the corners, you know, here, and here, you might see recommendations for other videos of mine. I know when I look at a new YouTube channel, I like to, you know, browse and maybe even binge the videos before I decide if I'm going to subscribe. So I hope that you do that and then you end up joining me. All right, so let's get started with my haul. I'm going to start, each of these piles is a different Etsy seller. So I'm going to start here. Let's scoot you guys over. Oh, excuse me, scissors. All right, so let's start with this pile. This is a slow stitch kit. I'm going to show you some things I've been working on as far as slow stitch. Trust me when I tell you I am brand new to slow stitch and I am not very good at it, and that's okay, right? I'm going to show you what I'm starting with, and I'm going to include some of my new slow stitch in this journal. So it'll be full of, you know, new techniques. I'm not a sewer, sewist, seamstress by any stretch, so bear with me. Give me some tips in the comment section down below if you think you could help me out a little bit. So first Etsy seller, SparrowHawkerDesigns. Of course, I'm linking everything in the description box. Don't worry about writing it down or trying to understand what I'm saying. But SparrowHawkerDesigns, this is a slow stitch kit. It came with some beautiful lace trims in shades of white and cream. This one appears to have been like coffee or tea stained. So nice little delicate trims. And I'll probably be using most of the trims on the edges of the papers or the pages of the journal. This one's pretty cool. It's definitely cotton and more of a crochet than a lace. I don't know. I know nothing about fabrics and textiles, as I said, so I'm going to call it as I see it and describe it how I'm feeling it. All right, there's that one. I have various circles made from all kinds of different, I'm trying to see if the camera will focus on these really subtle prints. There we go. So some of them are plain white, but some of them have some detail to them. Oh, there we go. Come on, focus. Camera, you can do it. It's a little bit better. All right, and again, shades of white, creams, even some tan. So those you're supposed to use for slow stitching, and some of them will make it into the journal. This is like the cutest little quilted heart. I may do some slow stitching with some blue or pink thread on here, add a little, I don't know, something. All right, a tiny little doily. How pretty is that? Some more that like open weave lace. A larger piece here. And then these are all varying sizes of scraps. The biggest one appears to be somewhere around 6 by 7, and then this small one is a little bit more like a 2.5 by 4. And it's got some texture to it as well. Some of these are, you know, just cotton, almost like a bed sheet or pillowcase would be. I have no idea they're vintage. some of these, as I get into some of the other pieces, seem to be antiques, maybe from the early 1900s. But again, I'm no expert, so if you see something, let me know. Can you see that subtle texture in there in design? This one's got, what, roses? Oh, that's a bigger, longer strip. And they're kind of wrinkled, so that makes it worse for you to try and, there we go, pick out some of that detail. All right, so I'm not going to go through every one of these, but yeah, so really this kit was about providing the textiles for you to do your own creating and detail work, right? They're not, I mean, you could just use them, but that's not what they're meant for. So I'm going to be using this little kit to indulge my new slow stitching hobby. And I'll keep you all posted on that. All right, second bundle is from Francois. I think that's how you say, or yeah, Francois. I don't know. Looks like Francis in English. FrancaisVintage. Again, it'll be typed out for you below, so easy to find on Etsy. So this is a piece of a quilt, and the embroidery on this is just, look at that. Fantastic. What I have in mind for the journal that I'm building is a patchwork. So these are perfect to create just little snippets of color. This has been cut. I'm going to show you what I did with the other piece of that. This reminds me of some furniture that my parents used to have in the early 90s. Yeah, my mother absolutely loved it. I couldn't stand it. To me, it just seemed just so, I don't know, Victorian or Edwardian, very old-fashioned. But here I am, right? This probably won't make it to this journal just because it's embroidered, monogrammed. That's an R. So this will be saved for a special custom order. Another piece of a quilt. More quilt. This is, looks like it could have been a bed sheet or tablecloth. And out of the order, this is probably my favorite piece. So it's definitely just a cotton linen, but look at the detail. I'm trying to see if I can you see the edge on that? There we are. See the gray stitching along the edge here, right along there. Then when you go a 1/4 inch in, there's that running stitch there. And then in a couple different places on this sample anyway, you've got that embroidery. Just really, really pretty. And you know, it's pretty without being pink. So yeah, I can definitely see me using this in this journal. I'm not a pink gal. I'm trying to get into it. I love Shabby Chic, and it just seems to mostly be pink. I think this album, I'm going to try to lean a little bit into the pink and just, you know, see how things go. All right. Next Etsy seller is VintageStyleSnippets. And I believe they're calling this just flat lace sampler or something like that. I love the way they package it. So I've taken this apart already. This is not exactly what it looked like when it got to me, but it's similar. So what they did was these lace pieces are pretty big. Once I lay them out, you'll see. And they folded them into like a trifold, added the lace, these little lace trim. I think they were kind of tucked in here, but what's holding it together is this straight pin. How simple and cute is that? Like, honestly. So it's just a straight pin stuck through, kind of like a rosette made with lace and just a little button. I don't know. I'm fascinated. I'm easily impressed with this stuff, I suppose. All right, so set that aside. We've got some lace trim. This lace trim is obviously cut from maybe like a dinner napkin or placemat. It's a corner. So I think this would really actually be cute on the corner. of a page or even the journal cover. I'm not sure yet. After I go through my haul, I will show you all what I'm thinking about for the cover of the journal. But yeah, so kind of a unique little piece, little scrap. Another crocheted scrap. And then we'll open, let's move you out, open it. So see how they're all, I don't know, approximately, let's see, I don't know, 14 by 11 or 10 by 14. Yeah, so nice sizes. I'm gonna try my best to describe each one, but so this one obviously is a floral lace. It's got some open weaving. Nice detail on that one. Let's do them like this. This one is more creamy than the last one. I feel like my camera is making these all very white, but this is not white. This is definitely a cream. Look at that. And this is like so lightweight. This is definitely like a summery feel to it. This one is, it's still cream. The next one's even a little bit darker. This is like super duper pretty. This reminds me of a little bit more of like a formal, something that came off of something formal. This one is creamy still. And this reminds me more of like bridal lace. I don't know what that's called, but here we are. Look at the edge there. Super pretty. This one is white. And I like this because it's floral, I guess, here and here, but it's mostly leaves. So something different. That one will probably make it into the journal. Some more of that open weave and a cute trim. And I want you guys to ignore any background noise. I have a whole family. I have a tween, a teenager, a preschooler, and then a husband. So those who have been in my shoes or are currently, you understand. Ignore all background noise. This seems more like organza than lace, right? And then lastly, this wide stretch of lace. And that's that creamy color also. All right, so that is my lace order from VintageStyleSnippets. I've been trying to kind of keep it the way they sent it. A, because it's pretty. B, because it'll keep it kind of wrinkle free. All right, so that is my textile order. Let me show you all the paper that I'm going to include. A lot of this has come from my stash, and some of it is new. So let me just show you what's new and what I've recently hauled. All right, so these vintage ledgers, these are actually printed. So I printed this one on, what is this called? Newsprint. That's what the type of paper is called, newsprint. It's got sort of a grayish, beigeish color. It's really actually very inexpensive. A version of this is what's packed inside of like Amazon boxes. I mean, usually it's obviously wrinkled up and folded up and crushed up in the box to provide cushion and protection for your item. But you can buy just flat sheets of it, really, really cheap. And then this is printed just on like ivory copy paper. These are from the Graphics Fairy website. I am a member, so I have access to all of those premium member journaling kits and documents. A lot of their stuff is free, so check them out. All you need to do is download and print. So that's the Graphics Fairy. Next is Milena Art Design. I just bought a few things. I thought these were really pretty prints. Now this is a piece of regular copy paper. As you can see, this is not going to be the full size. I need to go back into the download and figure out if I can resize this. I didn't even try. I just clicked download print. So, you know, don't judge it by this size. I also printed double-sided. And on my printer, that's pretty easy to do. Here's the next one. Again, Etsy shop will be linked. And I didn't put anything on the back. Okay. Then we have Sweet Pea Curiosities is the name of this shop. These are scans of actual lace and doilies and embroidery and things. How awesome is that? I mean, it's got the drop shadows on it. You can see the wrinkles that were in the fabric when they scanned it. I think this is just an awesome option for pages in your journal to give you that handmade feel. But, you know, it's paper. This is just regular. This is heavier weight. This isn't copy paper. This is sort of a heavier weight. Not as heavy as photo paper, but somewhere in between. If I can remember, I will type that out in the description box as well. I believe it is Canon brand or HP brand. Anyway, I'll type it in for you guys. So I'll just go through these. Again, I love how it looks like fabric. Well, it is fabric, but how they were able to capture the subtle wrinkles in the fabric as they scan. This might be my favorite one. Look at that. So that is, those are my printables. Those two, I'm not even sure they're kits, but they're like pattern paper kits, I suppose, from Etsy. Printables from the Graphics Fairy. And then last, as far as paper that I ordered, is this bundle from Paper Archive on Etsy. And these are authentic documents. So these are not reproduced. Sometimes I will buy or I will be gifted original documents and I'll copy them. So I can use them throughout my journals and things, and, you know, be able to have more than one. These I probably will go ahead and just use just because I love the way they feel. This is a huge sheet of ledger. It's not going to fit in the frame. Look at that. With the beautiful pink and blue lines. I mean, honestly, this is like gold, right? And that pink and blue is going to look so nice with the pink and blue of all my little vintage textiles. Here's the other side. So Meter Records Waterworks from Salina, Kansas, 1918. Look at that. So can't wait to use that. This one actually is a freebie on top of everything else that I purchased. So I'm really thankful for that. That was very generous. They didn't have to do that. I have a few of these. So these are in French. So yeah, I don't read or speak French. So do with that what you will. But 1921, that's when these are from. And I just love that the edge is still on all of these because they came out of a ledger book. Right? So I have 3 of those. I have, I think 6 of these. This was unique, so I was like, I have to get I have to get these. These are like onion skin, and they're, I'm not sure if they're invoices or, they're not letters. I think they're invoices describing some sort of purchase or product. But look at that. You see my hand through there? They're translucent. They're very, very fragile. I mean, just imagine that as a journal page. Just gorgeous. So this is London. All of these are from London. Like that. This says Swedish wrought steel edge butts. Number 73. 960 dozen pairs, packed in 6 cases and assorted as follows. And this is the size. So it's pairs of something. And these sizes are in inches, 2 inches to 4 inches. So it's not shoes. I don't know. But I mean, what a great piece of history to have. 1922. And that's these. Got several of those. I have a few of these. These are from a ledger book as well. As you can see, they're oblong. This is probably, gosh, 16 by 6.5. Really, see how long that is? I wanted these though because they're blue. Again, my camera, and it's also dreary outside. I usually have a lot of sunlight streaming into my craft room, but today I'm by the window and it's not so bright. I'm also using my ring light over here. You can see the reflection, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's not light enough. Anyhow, these are blue. Almost like that dove gray also. I mean, they're just gorgeous. I don't know that there's a date. Oh, yes, there is. Look at that. November 23rd, 1861. How awesome is that? So these will be going into the journal. Can't wait. I've got 3 of these. Now these ledgers are watermarked. Let's see if I can tilt. Can you see that watermark? So just really awesome. The texture, aside from the watermark, is really beautiful too. Can you see how that's, I don't know how else to describe it besides ribbed or like almost like a cloth paper. But look at the handwriting. Just, I mean, ephemera, right? You can't, this stuff is not ever going to be produced again. So I've got this piece of history. Can't wait to add it. I will be hoarding these. I don't know how much is going to make it into this current album or current journal, but yeah, I'll be holding on to a bunch of these. 1, 2, I have 3 of these. Again, these are huge. If I fold it in half, that's 9. So 18 by 11 is the size, and that's in inches. Look at that. I mean, look at that. All right, so those are my vintage documents that I hauled from Etsy. I'm super excited to use them. Not exactly sure how I'm going to use them all. I feel like I kind of want to make them journal pages, but most of them are too big and I am not planning to cut these down. So I don't know. Can you guys give me some suggestions, if you have them, on how I can use these in the journal? I probably could fold them a couple times and tuck them into pockets and things. I don't know. Just give me some ideas if you have any. Again, I'm taking you guys on this journey with me. I think this series of building this journal is going to be somewhere around 3 parts, maybe 4. Maybe the 4th one will be like decorating some, and then I'll do a flip through. This journal will be for sale. If at any time during the series you're interested, please send me a message. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Just let me know, and I can set it aside for you. Let me show you guys what I have in mind so far for the journal cover. So I've sort of cobbled this together a little bit, and let me grab, I had this and this. All right, so this fabric here is just some generic fabric. I like it because it's mostly white, and even though it's patterned, it's kind of subtle and can be in the background. What I don't like is, to me, it looks a little bit modern for the vintage laces and things that I want to use with it. I don't know. I'm still deciding. But here's what I had in mind. So I'm folding it to be a little bit more like the 9x6 size I usually work with. And you're messing it up, Charnay. Here we go. And so I was thinking the spine would be sort of wrapped in lace. And I'm thinking probably about a 2.5-inch spine like I would normally do. So the spine wrapped in lace. We've got, look at that. That looks like the edge of like a napkin or something like that. And then I wanted to add this some kind of way, I don't know, under here maybe, so we could really take advantage of this portion being see-through. And I don't know, maybe a little small patch of this somewhere like in here. So I'm gonna fold this up so it can be smaller, something like that. This is one of my little slow stitch projects. So I took some of those circles that I showed you, slow stitched here, did a slow stitch, like a running stitch of some fabric trim, and that's that. I think this is going to be a pocket right on the front cover. So as you can see, I could just sew around 3 edges, boom, pocket. I like this doily for 2 reasons. I've seen people wrap a doily around their spine. I don't know, it lends that handmade, you know, found in grandma's attic feel. It's a nice contrast. It picks up that tan color in this, and of course picks up this tan color, which to me sort of sticks out a little bit if I don't have this. So does it provide some balance? I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. And then my little special heart, I really want to add this. Maybe this goes here. I don't know. Is that too many like focal points? These are the ways that a crafter's mind works. A lot of the times we do a lot of back and forth before we start gluing or sewing things down. So that's what I'm thinking about for the cover. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to tell me what you think about you know, this little idea. I may take this swatch out and make it a whole lot less busy. Maybe this goes here. I kind of like that. Maybe I get a larger doily so it sort of stretches the length of the spine. This feels a little bit skimpy. Something like that. So then all my decorations on the pocket, and I just got the pocket here. I do still like this kind of coming down. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. We're building this thing together. All right, so let me put the quote-unquote cover over to the side for a moment. I want to just flip through and show you some of the papers that I'm going to or thinking about including. And the next time you see me, we'll be physically putting some signatures together, working on the cover, that sort of thing. So first things first, I have this paper pad. This is Die Cuts with a View. All my scrapworkers know about Die Cuts with a View. They are, you know, top tier as far as paper crafting brands. This is their Vintage Memories. This is a premium stack. It's got some gold foiling, and the sheets are double-sided. So I've used this already for another project, but you can see some of the papers. Just nicely neutral and vintage. This is some vintage book page. I'm not going to go through each one, but yeah, so that's just a nice neutral. Some more music sheet, some ledger, my favorite, right? Take a look at that. Some postcards, stamps, all collaged together. Some gold foil. And everything is 2 sheets, unless I've dug into it already, right? Look at this ledger. I gotta use this. Look at that. With that purple and pink. Perfect for the album, right? So that's the paper stack. We've got the Tim Holtz wallpaper scraps, or worn wallpaper, actually is what it's called, worn wallpaper. And these are just some vintage prints. It is textured like wallpaper. I mean, it feels just like wallpaper to me. It's textured on both sides as wallpaper would be. There are some cutouts for that also. And just real quick, some of the other papers I've got. We've got some embossed cardstock, and this is, it feels like handmade paper. It's not like cardstock, it's very cottony. We've got some mulberry paper with the plants sort of embedded inside. Some vintage music sheets. And no shabby chic journal would be complete without some paper doily. So we've got that. And I've just got another, you know, it's just a stack of things here. Some coffee dyed paper, some onion skin, homemade onion skin. So that's what we're looking at as far as this journal. Again, the next time you see me, we will start to put some of it together. Maybe I will have put that cover together, and we'll move into construction and decorating. So I think this video is long enough. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please give me those suggestions I asked for in the comment section. I would love to speak to you guys. Again, take a look at my other videos. Please subscribe. I would love to see you again, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. Have a good night.